I'll share. I had a college teammate, as a matter of fact, that was a co-captain our last year together at school, and played defensive end, starting defensive end, as in a Division I program in the ACC, and was probably 6'2", 210 pounds. Had no business size-wise, but it's one of those things you can't measure heart and you can't measure attitude. And he was a leader, on and off the field, and just one of those kids that has gone on in his life to be a very successful police officer in Northern Virginia and been a servant his entire life. And I think to the model of a triple impact competitor, made his team better with everything he did.
Thanks for sharing. Anybody else want to share?
I will. A friend of mine who's now coaching at Crystal Palace in England as a head coach, but we played against each other in Scotland, and we moved to England and ended up playing on the same team. And everybody told him he was going to be too small or too slow or too this or too that, and he was never going to make it to the next level. And out of our team under 18, he was the only one that continued to play professionally until he was 34, 35, 36, and has made a very, very good career out of it. But he never took no as an answer and just kept working to get better every day.
I want to share with you, thanks for sharing that, by the way. I want to share with you the most impactful person or teammate I ever had. His name is Chris Wheeler. His nickname was Slim. He's 6'3". He played at 310. He's probably about 350 now. I don't know why his nickname was Slim. His nickname was Slim. What made Slim really special was when I first got to campus, he was my assigned big brother. So my job was to follow him around, get to know the campus, get to know him, get to know the culture of our team. The very first day of practice, I go up to Slim. I speak to him. Hey, my name's Cameron. My name's Cam. I'm your little brother. He looks at me and he says, real deep, very deep, strong voice. Man, a few words I assume. So a few weeks go on, and we're headed out to practice. I said, hey, Slim, what are we doing one-on-ones? He kind of looked at me and kept on walking. So at the end of the season, right before they take our equipment up, I go to his locker. I beat him at the shower, go to his locker, and there's a picture of him with long braids sitting on a horse in his locker. I'm saying to myself, I don't have anything in common with this guy. I tried so much to reach out to this guy unsuccessfully. So at the end of that day, we took up our equipment. He comes to my locker and says, let's go get something to eat, jump in my truck. And so we're sitting in his truck, and it's awkward because we haven't spoken all year. And so I said, I've been trying to talk to you, Slim, all year, all season. Why now? And he said, the last little brother they gave me ended up cheating on a test and getting kicked out of school his first semester. So before I wasted any time on you, I wanted to make sure that you weren't going to waste any time on yourself. And moving forward, we became friends. We're best friends now. He was my best man, and he's my daughter's godfather. But the one unique thing I found about this is, with all three of these teammates, is a little bit of it is a skill and ability, but it's really about how that person made us feel and how we see that person moving forward character-wise, more so than ability. So what we're going to talk about now is how to move forward and how to be a great competitor. We're going to a quick exercise. I want to deviate a little bit because of the size of this room. We have 4 images, as you can see. Let's hit that light if you don't mind, just so we can project a bit better.
Push the punch up.
Yeah. So we have 4 images. In a normal situation, we get up and move around in the room to figure out which image we closely affiliate with competition or being a competitor, but due to the size of the room, let's go by raise of hand. So if you think that image 1, 2, 3, or 4 best describes or depicts the image of a competitor, put your hand or finger up to correlate with that number. All right, so I'll give you a few seconds to come up with it, and then let's show it by hand. So maybe 5 seconds to come up with the idea, and then show it. Ready? Go. All right, so we have, everybody has their answers in. All right, good job. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 number 1s, a number 2, and I saw, what was the other number? A number 4. So number 3 got skipped. Who chose number 4? Tell us about that, Hannah.
Well, I remember the answer that Jamie gave yesterday. I was just,
You weren't recording yet?
yeah, we were. The reason number 4 for me is competition is not just about, and like number 1 strikes me as like, of course, you know, these are two ladies going against one another, and that's a classic competition. But competition is not just about with opponents. Is competition should fuel a great experience. And with your teammate, where clearly this guy probably fumbled a ball or something, and his teammate is saying, you know what, get over it. You know, this is a competition, so, you know, like, get over it. We're gonna, you know, go in there and play the next
On to the
play.
next one.
Yeah,
On to the
absolutely.
next one. That's awesome.
And so it's not your standard number 1, absolutely, but I think number 4. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. What about number 2?
Yeah, I was going to just say that, I mean, those of you who were at the board meeting yesterday didn't hear this, but I mean, again, it's, you know, what we talk about is that, you know, opponents are gifts, and, you know, we should really respect them in that respect. They're not to be, you know, demonized or vilified. And you've got Adam Morrison just being dealt a crushing blow after probably one of the best seasons in collegiate basketball. And you've got the player from UCLA trying to just pick him up. And I mean, you're talking about an opposing player coming over to a guy who just had his heart ripped out. And, you know, it's just, it goes to show that at the end of the day, you're trying to raise each other up, even if you're wearing different colored jerseys in this particular image. So, you know, I think that's just a pretty poignant part of this mosaic.
So